Hello and welcome to another episode of my Codex Entries Guide series. My name is Slicka and let's get to it. So this episode will feature the Codex entries where you can find all the locations of each entry on the planet of Tython. The first location codex found on Tython is the Gnarls. You can find this at -144, -1009. The next location codex entry on Tython is the Jedi Temple. You get this at -300, -437, or of course, as soon as you run into the Jedi Temple. The next location codex on Tython is Kalikori Village. You can find this at 155, -221. The next location codex on Tython is Tythos Ridge. You can find this at 214, -130. The next location codex on Tython is the Ruins of Kaleth, located at -368, -21. The next location codex on Tython is the Forge. You can only get this codex if you're a Jedi Council or a Jedi Knight doing your respective class quests, such as Weapon of the Jedi or the Forge. The final location codex on Tython is the Chamber of Speech. You can get this codex when you do the heroic two-man quest, the Chamber of Speech, which is also found at -1005, 120. Alright, the first lore codex entry on Tython is actually the Ancient Jedi statue. If you come to 107, -37, up some stairs in the Gnarls, there's a little plate here, I guess. And there you go. It is actually the codex for Rediscovering Tython. So that is your lore codex right there. Next lore object is on the north side of the Jedi Temple. Under the stairs, if you come in through the northwest side, it's actually a little chair over here for Jedi training. Just examine it and you have your Jedi training. Rebuilding the Jedi Order lore codex. So the lore codex for Holocron actually differs depending on whether you're playing a Jedi Council or a Jedi Knight. They're the only two classes that can get this codex. The Jedi Council will get it once they finish their quest, The Path of the Jedi. The Jedi Knight will get theirs when they finish part of Enemy Force, which is after they speak to Master Twi'lek X. The next lore codex on Tython is actually for a Jedi Councilor only. It is the Principles of Rajavari, and they get this when they complete the quest, The Footsteps of the Fallen. The final lore codex on Tython is Jedi Weapons. You get this one as either a Jedi Knight or Jedi Councilor when you craft your lightsaber during the quest The Weapon of a Jedi or The Forge. Alright, so before I get into the Persons of Note Codex entries, I just want to say that every single Persons of Note comes from either the Jedi Councilor class or the Jedi Knight class story. I'm sure there are more Codex entries in the rest of it, like I'll even include titles in this one, so to speak. Not for you see how you get your titles, but for the most part, like when you come back to Tython later in your class story, you'll get a title for being the savior or whatever act you did, for example. Act 1 most notably that I can think of off the top of my head, maybe Act 3. But for the most part, like I was trying to say, I'm not going to include all that in this video. So I just wanted to let everyone know that. For the first one, you on par. You kind of get that when you start the game as a Jedi Councilor. I don't have a video of me getting it, like not even saying I got it, so I have it, I just don't know how you get it. I'm assuming you just start the game and meet you on par for the first time. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the other Persons of Note that you get to meet along the way in your class stories. During the Jedi Councilor's class quest, Trials in Kaleth, you can get the Persons of Note Codex entry for Seal Bakarn after speaking to Seal Bakarn in Yuan Par's office, I guess. During the Jedi Councilor class quest, Reservoir's Legacy, you can get the Codex for Kaizen Fest after you save Kaizen Fest. During the Jedi Knight class quest, Attack of the Flesh Raiders, you can get the Persons of Note Codex entry for Orgus Din after you defeat the mysterious figure and Orgus Din shows up. During the Jedi Knight class quest, Attack of the Flesh Raiders, after picking up a holocron addressed to you from Satele Shan, you get the Person of Notes Codex Satele Shan. And I got my companion. When you complete the Jedi Knight quest, Dark Temptations, you get the Codex entry for T701. Blue actually looks really good on him. So the next lore object is actually next to the council chamber doors. If you come up to the second floor, it's a little sign as well. This is the Jedi Council. Just examine it, clicking on it. And you got your Jedi Council Lore Codex. When you complete the quest, the 1,000 Steps, you get the Codex entry for Twi'lek Pilgrims. This can also be found at 349, -503. Alright, so the Bestiary part of the Codex actually has a couple of entries that you won't find on Tython, but they are in there. For starters, the Wingmaw Codex will actually be found in my Republic version of Balmora's Codex entries, because you find the Wingmaw on Balmora. And the Terran to Tech Codex you actually get while you're in Maelstrom Prison Flashpoint, as I guess you destroy a Terran to Tech in there. I can't comment on that. I haven't really done Maelstrom Prison or Terrell 5 over the last, well, ever. So, I have no idea. You'll actually see me do those flashpoints at some point in time with my Jedi Knight. So at any rate, let's check out the Bestiary Codex entries on Tython and where you get them. To get the Uxibeast Codex, all you have to do is run up to an Uxibeast at -115, -28. Killing any Tythonian Seeker will give you the Tythonian War Droid achievement. In groups about 3 or 4, so I had to jump into the fray. I could start this one. You kill a greater Guid, which I actually found at. Jumped up a couple rocks, taking this path here. You get your Guid Codex. To get the Horranth Codex, just kill a Horranth's Matriarch. Located at -12, -22 when you're doing the Horranth Control quest. When you complete the quest Pilgrim Medicine, you get the Bestiary Codex for Monka Cat. When you finish talking to the students in the quest's early lessons, you get the Species Codex for Flesh Raiders. Open up this cage. Alright, the next lore object is in Kalikori Village, in the house in between the armor vendors and repair medical service vendor. Just run into this house. Right to your left, right behind this little pillar, is a sign. Click on it and you got your Species Twi'lek lore object. There we go. And there we are. The next lore object on Tython for the Codex is actually located on the second floor, on the right side of the Jedi Council doors. If you come over here, just run straight into this room. You'll actually see a little data pad on a shelf right next to a Togruta. Speaking to some student. Just examine it and you have your Togruta Species Codex. Once you complete the Heroic 2 quest on Tython, Chamber of Speech, you get the Species Codex for Zabrak, as well as the title Keeper of Truth. Alright, so for the Achievement Titles Codex entries, there's actually only one, and it's the Heroic title you just saw when you complete Chamber of Speech. I also showed you where you could get a couple other titles for the Jedi Knight and Jedi Council class stories. Like, for example, you get Padawan once you complete the path to a Jedi in the Jedi Council one. I'm not going to show those since I've already done them. Real quick in the last one before we start checking out the other titles that you have not seen yet for the Jedi Council or Jedi Knight. The Togruta Species Codex I showed is actually not part of the planet achievement if you're trying to collect them all, I guess. It's not really an achievement, but in your Codex book where it says Tython, like 28 out of 28 Codex entries, just to use an example. Togruta was actually added later for some of the Species Codex that were not found at launch that should have been in the game. Alright, so it's time to leave. After you complete the Jedi Council quest, the Forge, you get the title Jedi. When you complete the first class story quest for both the Jedi Knight and the Jedi Counselor, and you meet with your respective masters, you get the title Padawan. After you complete the Jedi Knight class story quest, Weapon of the Jedi, you get the title Knight of the Republic. So all that remains is the achievement Datacrons Codex entries, just like my previous videos that I've been doing. I'll list them with their coordinates, but please check out my Datacrons locations guide on Tython if you want to know where the actual Datacrons are. So to start off, Galactic History 9 The Force Wars is found at -33, -102. Galactic History 11 The Tionese Face the Hutt Empire is found at -93, 922. And Galactic History 10 The Tion Cluster is found at -648, -72. So as always, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe as it really helps. Keep checking back for more video updates, support the official release, and good luck. And with this, that completes all my origin planets.